Mr. Speaker, as I travel throughout central and western Pennsylvania, I hear from constituents about the struggle to find electric vehicle charging stations and how they are often forced to wait hours for a charge when traveling long distances. Situations like this highlight the fact that our electric grid infrastructure is not prepared to handle President Biden's reckless electric vehicle mandates. These mandates would force more than 2/3 of new vehicles sold by 2033 to be electric. Despite more than 75% of Americans' strong opposition to EV mandates, the Biden administration is continuing its brutal attempt to force Pennsylvania families to purchase cars that they do not want, to purchase vehicles that they cannot afford. Last year, 92% of vehicles purchased were gas-powered cars, trucks, and SUVs. Complying with backwards regulations would require a 600% increase in the sale of electric vehicles within the next 8 years. We know that these vehicles cannot handle the rugged terrain and the harsh winters that we see in Pennsylvania. It's time to put a stop to Green New Deal EV policies that will strain our electric grid, make travel unaffordable and unattainable, and ultimately hurt all American families. Thank you. Mr. Speaker, this week, the House will send impeachment articles against Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas to the Senate. By failing to follow the law, by failing to secure our borders, Secretary Mayorkas has put Pennsylvania families at risk and jeopardized our national security. Since Secretary Mayorkas was sworn into office, we have had 9 million encounters nationwide with illegal immigrants. We have had 1.8 million known gotaways, and we have had 340 encounters with individuals that we know are on the terrorist watch list. This continued security and humanitarian crisis is the result of the open border policies implemented by Secretary Mayorkas, using his parole authority, which should only be used on a case-by-case basis, to grant parole for millions of illegal immigrants, including entire nations and classes of people. By Mayorkas ending the Remain in Mexico policy and returning to a catch-and-release procedures, the Secretary has failed in his duty to protect the United States of America. It is time for the Senate to hold a full and complete trial. The American people deserve accountability for the reckless actions that have put all American citizens in harm's way. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I yield.